Welcome to Mishna study Masachet Terumot Perek Dalet Mishna He. Over here in this Mishnah, we're going to discuss if a person wants to give extra Teruma. He wants to give more to the Kohen, right? We spoke about Shiurim, measurements of a 40th, a 50th, a 60th. What if a person wants to give, half his produce to the Kohen? Is he allowed to do so? That's what we're going to discuss. We're going to see three opinions over here. Firstly, Rabbi Eliezer. So, Hamar Beva Teruma, if someone gives extra Teruma, Rabbi Eliezer Omer, Ehad Me'asara, Ki Terumat Ma'aser. The max you're allowed to give is 1/10 of your produce, like Terumat Ma'aser, right? Terumat Ma'aser is what the Levi gives. He gives 1/10 of the 10th that he receives, right? So the Levi is giving 1/10 of his produce as Ma'aser, as Teruma. So to a person also, a regular person is allowed to give up to 1/10. Yater miken, let's say he separates more. Ya'asena Terumat Ma'aser lemakom acher. Right? Then he should go ahead. What does he need to do? The balance, he needs to use as Terumat Ma'aser. Interesting, right? Doesn't say he uses it as Teruma. He uses it as Terumat Ma'aser for another area, for to cover something else. Now, why does the Mishnah stress that he should separate? He should use the balance as Terumat Ma'aser for something for other produce. Let him use it as regular Teruma for other produce. Yeah, he has more, wheat in his storage house. He separated more than 1/10. Okay, so use the balance to cover some of the wheat in the storage house. Why are you saying it's to cover the ma'aser elsewhere? And that is because we know that teruma needs to be given from the mukaf. You have to give teruma from things that are near each other. They're surrounded. They're together. You only have to separate teruma from something that is near each other, touching each other. And therefore, right, he gave more than he wanted. He can't go ahead and use this extra to cover something else that's not near him. But what is he allowed to do? He is allowed to give it to cover Terumat Ma'aser, because Terumat Ma'aser does not have to be given from the Mukaf. Rabbi Yishmael Omer, he argues in Rabbi Eliezer, he says more than you're allowed to give more than 10%. Mehza Hulinu Mehza Teruma, you give up to half. Right? And when the Pasuk says, right, where does he learn this from? He said the pasuk says Reshit deganecha, right? So dayol Reshit sheyeh kedagan, right? As long as the first is yours, is your dagan. After that, you can give to the kohen. What now? How much is the first? The first that's yours. Oh, that's up to half, right? Up to half is still the beginning, right? The beginning is all the way up until the half point, and once the half point, that's right towards the end. So you're allowed to keep half for yourself, and the other half you're allowed to give as teruma. Rabbi Tarfon and Rabbi Akiva Omrim, Ad she'yisheir sham hulin. Right? They both say as long as you just leave a little at the end as hulin, you could give the whole thing as teruma. Right? The whole thing except for a drop that you need to keep for yourself. How do they learn this? They learn this from the pasuk when it says mereshit anisotechem. You have to give from the reshit. Right? So mereshit is coming to be a ma'at. We look called reshit. You can't give everything as the reshit. Not everything could be your teruma. It has to be from it. And if you leave from it, that means you need to keep some as hulin for yourself. And halacha is like Rabbi Akiva, that a person is allowed to give almost everything as long as he keeps some for himself. He can give the balance as teruma.